Robyn Brown, Kody has confirmed not only that he's moved on but also shared the deeply personal reason he chose to end things with his last standing wife. For years, Robyn was seen as Kody's favorite wife, especially as his relationships with Meri, Janelle, and Christine disintegrated. But behind the scenes, sources now say, Kody was growing increasingly disillusioned with the dynamic he and Robyn had created. In a candid statement shared during a private interview for a forthcoming special, Kody admitted that the emotional weight of the polygamous dream crashing around him ultimately changed everything, including his bond with Robyn. "I was trying to hold on to something that was already gone," Kody said, his voice notably weary. "Robyn and we had this idea that we could still make the family work, but when the others left, the pressure we put on each other became toxic. It wasn't love anymore, it was survival." He added that Robyn began to isolate herself more after the family broke apart, hoping to maintain some semblance of control over what remained. But instead of healing, it only magnified the emotional distance between them. Robyn wanted to hold on to what was left of the family. "I just wanted peace," Kody admitted. "It got to the point where I was staying because I felt guilty, not because I was in love." Insiders claim the tension between Kody and Robyn had been brewing behind closed doors for more than a year. Though the couple tried therapy, a move to a new home, and even explored the possibility of adopting another child to rebuild, none of it brought back the spark. According to Kody, the final breaking point came when he realized that they weren't building a future anymore, they were stuck reliving the past. Fans had been speculating for months after Robyn stopped appearing regularly on social media and was noticeably absent from public family outings. Many believed she had pulled back due to the backlash she received as the favorite wife during the show's later seasons, especially after Christine and Janelle publicly criticized the imbalance of affection and time Kody gave. Now, in a shocking twist, Kody has confirmed he's remarried, this time to a woman named Rebecca, a 42-year-old life coach from Utah with no ties to reality television or polygamy. The couple reportedly met through mutual friends at a wellness retreat in late 2024 and quickly bonded over their mutual experiences with religious transitions and emotional healing. "It wasn't about replacing anyone," Kody said. "Rebecca didn't want anything from me. She wasn't trying to fix me. She just listened, and I hadn't had someone really listen to me in years." Kody's marriage to Rebecca was a quiet, intimate ceremony in a secluded ranch in Wyoming with only close family and a few friends in attendance. Notably absent were all four of his former wives, including Robyn. A source close to the family revealed that Robyn was devastated by the divorce but not surprised. According to the source, Robyn had felt Kody slipping away emotionally for months, especially as he began traveling alone and spending more time away from Flagstaff. "She was the last one standing, and she thought that meant they'd stick it out forever," the source said. But Kody had already mentally checked out. The more Robyn tried to control the narrative, the more he rebelled. Kody's decision to leave Robyn and remarry has sparked massive debate among Sister Wives fans. Some have praised his willingness to admit past mistakes and start fresh, while others are calling out what they see as a pattern of abandonment and emotional neglect. Still, Kody insists this marriage is different, and he has no intention of returning to plural marriage. "I know I messed up a lot," he confessed. "I tried to live a life that I thought would bring happiness to everyone, but in doing so, I ignored what I needed too. I'm not meant to be a plural husband. That dream is over." His new wife Rebecca, meanwhile, has kept a low profile, declining interviews, and staying off social media. But insiders say she's been a steadying presence in Kody's life, encouraging him to pursue counseling and focus on rebuilding fractured relationships with his children, many of whom had grown distant after years of conflict and tension. As for Robyn, sources close to her say she's now living in a separate home with her children and adjusting to life post-divorce. She's reportedly still under contract with TLC, but it's unclear whether she'll continue appearing on Sister Wives if the show returns for another season. Whether or not the series continues, one thing is certain: Kody Brown's remarriage marks the end of an era. The man once known for leading a sprawling polygamous family is now embracing monogamy and starting anew with someone far removed from the reality TV spotlight. And in doing so, he may have finally begun the journey of healing, not just for himself, but for the fractured family he leaves behind. Time will tell how fans, and his children, respond to this seismic shift in the Brown family saga. But for now, Kody seems ready to walk a different path, one that's no longer dictated by faith, fear, or fame. Sister Wives star leaves America for bold adventure and achieves exciting new milestone. A popular cast member from Sister Wives has embarked on a new adventure in a foreign country and recently accomplished a significant milestone. Over the past few years, the Brown family has faced several challenging moments. In November 2021, Kody Brown announced her separation from Kody Brown, followed by Janelle Brown and Meri Brown. The pandemic put a strain on the Brown family, leading to a breakdown in communication and increased hostility. In March 2024, the family experienced another tragedy with the passing of Garrison Brown. In 2025, Kody and Robyn Brown are living a monogamous lifestyle, while the three sister wives are flourishing in their own lives. Janelle Brown recently set off on a new adventure in Canada, achieving a personal milestone in the process. She shared a video on her Instagram story, revealing that she was visiting Canada for the first time. Janelle also talked about overcoming her fear of driving in a different country. She said, "That was something I was a little intimidated about. It was probably the first country for me to try in. It's very much like driving in the US." Janelle noted that the only difference was that speed limits in Canada are in kilometers per hour, which took some getting used to. Describing driving in a new foreign country as a fun challenge, she was relieved to have faced and overcome it. She added, "I felt I have sort of accomplished something and I've proven to myself that I can travel internationally." Janelle has always been an independent and self-sufficient person. She is considered one of the most competent and intelligent cast members of Sister Wives. Despite her intelligence and brilliance, she faced some barriers while reaching her full potential. During her marriage to Kody, she entrusted him with her finances, which ultimately proved to be a mistake. Following her divorce after almost 3 decades, she began to establish her own identity. By driving and traveling independently in another country, she has proven that she is capable of navigating her own life without external influence and has never relied on anyone to look after her. Janelle admitted that she was initially intimidated by driving in Canada, as she was unfamiliar with the roads and traffic system. However, she didn't let that fear hold her back and proved her independence by successfully driving in Canada. Overcoming this personal fear has empowered Janelle and shown her willingness to step out of her comfort zone. This represents her newfound freedom following a difficult divorce. In 2024, Janelle and the Brown family experienced a devastating loss with the passing of Garrison. It's a relief to see Janelle moving forward and pursuing her dreams. Her trip to Canada is a meaningful moment for her, allowing her to breathe new air and rediscover joy after her grief. Hopefully, the Sister Wives cast member will reach many more personal milestones in 2025. Ever since its premiere in 2010, Sister Wives star Kody Brown has been under public scrutiny for his polygamous relationships. However, Brown's perfect life hit a major hiccup when Kody Brown decided to divorce Kody in early 2021, followed by Meri Brown and Janelle Brown during season 18. While Brown is now in a monogamous relationship with his fourth wife, Robyn Brown, the star's recent reaction to Kody's video with new husband David Woolley hints at the reasons behind his failed marriages. But Kody isn't the only wife speaking up. Janelle Brown, Kody's second wife and another former participant in the polygamous marriage, also opened up recently, alleging that Kody employed manipulative tactics throughout their relationship. She accused him of using love bombing, a cycle where he would shower her with affection, only to withdraw emotionally and then return to gain control again. Janelle described it as deeply damaging and confusing, especially since it was masked under the guise of religious duty and marital loyalty. Moreover, Janelle suggested that Kody deliberately portrayed himself as a villain on the show in recent years. Why? She believes he did it to protect Robyn. According to Janelle, Kody absorbed much of the criticism and scrutiny so that Robyn could remain unblemished in the eyes of viewers. This revelation made fans question the authenticity of Robyn's image as the sweet, innocent outsider. If true, it shows a calculated level of manipulation, not just within the family but also directed toward the audience. Then there's Meri Brown, the first wife in the polygamist union, who has also ended her marriage to Kody. Like Kody and Janelle, Meri has made it clear that there is no chance of reconciliation. She has distanced herself emotionally and publicly from Kody and from the dynamics that once defined her life. Meri has said that her marriage lacked genuine love for years and that the connection between her and Kody was more a product of obligation than passion. What unites all three women is a consistent narrative that Kody was emotionally unavailable, increasingly controlling, and incapable of maintaining balanced, healthy relationships with multiple wives. Their collective stories highlight patterns of favoritism, especially toward Robyn, emotional detachment, and a need to control how the family was portrayed publicly. For years, the show presented Kody as overwhelmed but well-intentioned. Now, with these confessions, a very different picture is emerging. Christine's decision to speak up has also encouraged viewers to rewatch past episodes with fresh eyes. Fans have pointed out scenes where Kody dismissed Christine's opinions, ignored her emotional needs, or failed to support her as a parent and partner. What once may have seemed like minor disagreements now appear to be part of a broader pattern of neglect and emotional manipulation. In her memoir, Christine recounts specific incidents that made her feel less than. One that stood out to her was how awkward and unromantic her first kiss with Kody was, right at the altar, while Meri and Janelle stood nearby. She now looks back on that moment with discomfort, realizing how symbolic it was of the emotional coldness that would later characterize their relationship. Christine also explains that after Robyn entered the family, the emotional climate shifted. Robyn received more of Kody's attention, love, and time. Meanwhile, Christine was left to raise her children largely on her own, receiving little help or affection from Kody. She described feeling like a basement wife, not in terms of physical space, but emotional priority. Her voice was drowned out. Her presence was diminished. Now, as Christine moves forward in life, she's actively rejecting that identity. On social media, she's shared messages of empowerment, self-love, and resilience. She's also openly celebrated her marriage to David Woolley, describing it as everything her first marriage wasn't: supportive, passionate, and emotionally fulfilling. She says David makes her feel heard, seen, and appreciated in ways Kody never did. This transformation hasn't gone unnoticed by fans. Many see Christine as a symbol of what it means to reclaim your identity after years of emotional suppression. Her story resonates with women who have stayed in unhealthy relationships out of fear, tradition, or societal expectation. Christine's bravery in stepping away from that narrative has inspired others to examine their own lives more closely. Meanwhile, TLC has yet to confirm if Sister Wives will continue into another season. With Kody down to one wife, Robyn, and the other women having fully moved on, it's unclear whether there's a show left to film. Some believe the final season should serve as a platform for the women to tell their stories honestly and without Kody's filter. Whether that happens remains to be seen. What's certain is that Christine's voice is louder and stronger than ever. She's no longer the quiet, polite wife who stood by Kody's side for the cameras. She's now a woman in full control of her story, unafraid to call out manipulation, favoritism, and neglect when she sees it. Her declaration that Kody is the most dramatic member of the family might sound flippant at first, but when you read between the lines, it reveals a deeper truth about the man who once ruled their household. Christine has made it clear that healing isn't linear, and that freedom often comes with grief, confusion, and pain. But it also brings joy, clarity, and love. Her story is still being written, but one chapter is over, and it ends with her walking away from drama, control, and silence, and into a life of love, authenticity, and peace. After years of emotional turmoil, shifting family dynamics, and personal reinvention, one of the most beloved stars of Sister Wives has just done something few fans ever expected, leaving America behind to embark on a bold new chapter overseas. This latest move not only signifies personal growth but also marks a major milestone that reflects just how much their life has evolved since stepping out of the shadow of Kody Brown and the complex polygamous lifestyle they once embraced. The bold decision to explore life outside the United States isn't just about travel, it's a powerful declaration of independence, healing, and reinvention. The Sister Wives cast has long been defined by sacrifice, loyalty, and tension. For over a decade, fans have watched Meri, Janelle, Christine, and Robyn navigate life with Kody Brown. But as time went on, 3 of the original wives would choose to leave the spiritual marriage behind, each taking their own path toward healing. Among them, Kody Brown Woolley emerged as one of the most empowered figures. After her dramatic split from Kody, Christine didn't just settle into a quiet, post-divorce life, she embraced change, opened her heart to love again with David Woolley, and became an inspiration to women everywhere searching for peace and purpose. But now, Christine, or another star who similarly broke free, is making headlines for taking that transformation even further, by going international. Leaving America wasn't a spontaneous decision. It came after months of inner reflection, conversations with family, and a strong desire to step outside the routine. Fans first speculated something big was happening when cryptic posts started appearing on social media, photos of passports, suitcases, unfamiliar landscapes, and hashtags like #NextChapter and #Wanderlust. Soon, it was confirmed. One of the Sister Wives stars had moved abroad. The location? Europe, specifically, a quiet but vibrant coastal village in southern Portugal. Known for its slower pace of life, rich culture, and affordable lifestyle, Portugal has become an increasingly attractive destination for Americans seeking a change. But for this Sister Wives star, it wasn't just about geography. It was about freedom. I needed space, not just physical space, but emotional space. A break from all the old patterns and pressures. Coming here gave me that, the star shared in an exclusive interview. Settling into a new country came with its challenges. Learning the language, adapting to different customs, understanding the local bureaucracy, none of it came easy. But this was a woman used to overcoming obstacles. After all, leaving a decades-long spiritual marriage and rebuilding from the ground up requires grit, courage, and stamina. In many ways, starting over in a new country felt familiar. And she wasn't entirely alone. Her new husband was by her side, and one of her adult daughters, curious about the adventure, decided to join for a few months, bridging the gap between the old world and the new. Fans were thrilled to follow the journey through social media. From morning walks along the cliffs of the Algarve to sharing fresh pastries from the local bakery, every post was a vibrant contrast to the somber tones of the final seasons of Sister Wives. Gone were the tears and tense family meetings, replaced by laughter, community dinners, and tranquil sunsets. What stood out most was the genuine joy on her face, something fans hadn't consistently seen in years. But the move to Portugal wasn't just personal. It turned into a professional renaissance. The Sister Wives star had long expressed interest in writing, healing, and motivational speaking. Now, with a fresh perspective and new inspiration, she launched an online series called Finding Myself, Finding Home, documenting the emotional layers of her journey. The series quickly gained traction among women in midlife transition, many of whom had followed her story from the early days of Sister Wives. The milestone came when the series crossed over 1 million subscribers, making her one of the few reality TV figures to successfully pivot into independent digital storytelling. Sponsors took notice. Brands related to travel, wellness, and personal development lined up for collaborations. What began as a personal healing journey blossomed into a platform that reached thousands globally. She was soon invited to speak at expat conferences, women's retreats, and empowerment events. She penned a memoir titled Roots in the Sky, chronicling the inner and outer journey from Flagstaff to Portugal, from spiritual wife to empowered individual. The book sold out its first printing within 2 weeks. With the help of her new husband, she began renovating a small guest house by the sea, planning to host retreats for women ready to reclaim their own power. Meanwhile, back in the U.S., the remaining Brown family members reacted with a mix of surprise and quiet pride. Kody, who had once expressed confusion and frustration over his wife's growing independence, declined to comment publicly. Robyn, who remains in a strained but monogamous relationship with Kody, was reportedly shocked by the bold move. Janelle, who also left the plural marriage, sent a heartfelt message of support via Instagram, writing, "Sometimes the greatest journeys begin when you finally put yourself first. So proud of you." The milestone wasn't just the subscriber count or the book deal. It was what it represented. It was the realization of a dream that had been buried for decades beneath obligation and sacrifice. It was waking up in a foreign land, sipping strong coffee on a sunlit terrace, knowing that for the first time in her adult life, she was exactly where she chose to be, not where she was expected to be. Fans flooded her page with messages of encouragement. Some shared their own stories of leaving toxic relationships and starting over. Others simply thanked her for the inspiration. "You've helped me believe that it's never too late to live your truth," one fan wrote. Another said, "You left America and found freedom, not just in another country, but in yourself." While her departure from America may not be permanent, it's clear that this Sister Wives star has no intention of rushing back. She's fallen in love with the culture, the community, the simplicity, and most of all, the peace. She still connects with her kids back home regularly through video chats and visits when possible. But gone are the days of endless compromise. Her life now is centered on purpose, healing, and happiness. This journey has transformed her into a symbol of second chances, especially for women who feel stuck, overlooked, or afraid to change. She's living proof that even after decades of choosing others first, it's not too late to choose yourself. And in doing so, she's showing the world that stepping into the unknown is sometimes the only way to finally come home. What started as a bold adventure away from America turned into something much deeper, a spiritual pilgrimage, a creative awakening, and a defining milestone in a life that's only just beginning to bloom. For this Sister Wives star, the world is no longer confined to the walls of polygamy or the expectations of a reality show. It's wide open, waiting, and full of color. And she's walking into it, fully alive, one brave step at a time.